I'm Susie Evans with Yoga Voyager. Today's class is going to be grades 6 through 8. We're going to do 2 Sun A's and 2 Sun B's. But before we get started, we're going to put our left hand onto the heart, right hand onto the stomach, and we're going to close our eyes. We're going to go into this Ujjayi Pranayama, which is a nice deep breath coming in and out through the nose. And you know you're doing this breath correctly because you can feel the breath hitting the back of the throat, but you can also hear the breath. It sounds like an ocean coming on and off the shore. And this breath is important for a lot of reasons. And because of that, we're going to be taking this breath with us throughout our entire yoga practice today. Because without the breath, we're not even doing yoga. All we're doing are Eastern calisthenics. So just take a minute here to get into that breath. And open the eyes. Go ahead and stand on up. We're going to go into our sun salutations. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Take a nice big inhale. Next time we're going to forward bend, nice and slow, just take your own time. Inhale, hands onto the shins, taking the heart out. Exhaling on down, coming into plank position. You can be on the feet or on the knees. And exhale, come on down. Uncurl the toes, inhale into a gentle cobra. Tuck the toes, come into down dog. While you're in down dog, have the chin come towards the collarbone. Press the hands so you have a nice stable base. Lock the abdominals and stay connected to that breath. There's a couple of options here. You can walk your dog by lifting the right heel, alternating with the left heel. Some people really like that. All right, go ahead and have both heels onto the ground. Put a slight bend in the knees. We'll look towards the hands. Either hop or step up. Inhale, hands onto the shins. Exhale down. Inhale, coming on up. Maybe even reaching back a little bit. Palms together, exhaling down to heart center. We're going to do one more before we go on to Sun B. So inhale the hands up. Reach for that length and exhale. Slowly come down. Put the hands onto the shin, taking the heart out. Exhaling, coming into plank position. Again, you can be on the toes or on your knees as you continue to exhale on down. Inhale up into a gentle cobra. Exhale up into down dog. Now the heels don't have to touch. If they're not touching, put a slight bend in the knees. That will help that. You can also do a wider position if you can't do a full down dog. Let's go ahead and get nice and comfortable here. Compressing hard with the hands. The chin is towards the collarbone. Look towards the hands. Either hop or gently walk up. Inhale. Heart out, exhale, come on down. Inhale, coming up, reaching for that length and maybe going back a little bit. Palms together, exhaling down. Now we're going to go into Sun B, which adds 3 basic movements. So inhale the arms up, and exhale, bend the knees going into chair pose. The weight of the body's in the heels. The knees are over the ankles. You can reach forward with those hands and exhale as you come on down. Inhale. Hands to knees, taking that heart out. Exhaling, coming back to plank position on the toes or the knees and exhaling on down. Inhaling up to a gentle cobra. Exhaling into down dog. Go ahead and look forward and step the right foot up. Maybe pressing it over to the side to get a little bit more stability. And inhale, coming up into crescent pose. Exhale, coming back into plank position and lowering down slow. Inhale up to cobra. Exhaling into down dog. You can look forward, step the left foot up, go to the left a little bit. Inhale, take the hands up. Come back down as you exhale. Coming down nice and slow. Inhaling up to gentle cobra. Exhaling into down dog. We'll hold this for a few breaths. So have the chin towards the collarbone. And breathe nice and deep in and up to that nose. Go ahead and look forward between the hands, either walk or lightly hop up, hands onto the knee, take that heart out, exhaling on down, inhaling, come on up, nice and slow, reaching for that length, coming into chair pose one more time. Coming back, reaching back, palms together, exhaling down. One more Sunday and we'll be all warmed up. So inhale, take the hands up. Exhale into chair pose. Again, the weight of the bodies and the heels, and knees are over the ankles. We're reaching gently with those arms. And exhale, come on down. Inhale, have the hands onto the shins. Exhale, come onto the toes or knees. Come on down. Inhale into gentle cobra. Exhale into down dog. Again, look forward towards the right hand. Take that right foot towards that right hand. Sliding it off to the right. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down. Into plank position on toes or knees. And slowly coming down. Inhaling on up. Exhaling on to down dog. Look towards that left hand. Reach that left foot over. Take that over to the left. Coming on up. Exhaling, coming back into plank on toes or knees and exhaling down. Inhaling gentle cobra. Exhaling into down dog. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Chin is towards the collarbone. Just breathe. Press with the hands. Go ahead and look towards the hands. Either walk or jump. When you jump, take the hands onto the shins as you inhale. Exhale down. Inhale back into chair pose. Go ahead and straighten the knees. Come on back. Exhale down into heart center. All right, we're going to go ahead and do a Hatha version of yoga today. So we practiced that crescent pose. We're going to do that again. Let's go ahead and hit the right foot behind you. Have the left foot off to the side and reach. We're going to hold crescent pose. And some suggestions here is you can press back with that right foot to activate the calf. You're mindful that the ears, shoulders, and hips are stacked. We're not leaning forward. You can take the shoulders up, come down with the shoulders, spread those fingers, and allow some broadening within the back by bringing the pinky and the elbows together. Go ahead and start straighten up. Turn both feet to the side, and we're going to do it on the other side. So now the right foot's the front foot. We're going to come onto the left toes. Bending the right knee is over the ankle. It's not over the toes. Again, the ears, shoulders, and hips are stacked. We're pressing with that left foot to activate that calf muscle. We're still breathing nice and deep. Go ahead and straighten the legs. Take the hands back. We'll come back into Warrior Two. So your hips are squared towards me. Bring the arms out like wings. Turn and look over the left shoulder, the left elbow, that left middle finger. Take an inhale. And bend that left knee. So some options here in Warrior Two. You want the hips to be squared towards the camera, but the hands are facing towards that front wall. If you like a wider stance, the back foot, which is the right foot, that can scissor back just a little bit. We do tend to lean forward, so the back hand, which is the right hand, can come back. We can create a little space within the ribs by lifting the ribs up, and we can soften the shoulders by taking the shoulders up and down. And focusing on that left middle finger will help calm that central nervous system. We haven't lost that connection, breathing in and out through that nose. Go ahead and straighten the front leg, keep the arms out. Go ahead and turn the right foot towards that wall, but your hips are squared towards that camera. Take an inhale and bend that right knee. Again, the knee is over the ankle, it's not over the toes. We're looking over the right shoulder, the right elbow, and that right middle finger. So options again here, if you want a wider stance, the back foot, which is the left foot, that could scissor back. These are options. We do tend to lean a little forward, so take the back hand back a little bit. You can create a little space within the ribs by lifting the ribs up. You can soften the neck by taking the shoulders up and drawing them down. You will stay here for a few breaths. This strengthens that lower body. And come on back. Turning towards the front. We're going to go into something called triangle. So we want to hinge with that left hip. Take an inhale. Hinge forward, either putting the hand onto the quadricep, not the knee, the upper shin or the lower ankle, or maybe even onto the ground, whatever feels comfortable to you. The right hand is reached up. You can look down towards the left foot. You can look towards the camera. You can look up towards that lifted hand. So this is strengthening the back of that left leg and those right obliques. This is a great strengthening exercise. Come on back, keeping the arms up, change the feet position, and then you hinge forward with that right hip, either bringing the hand onto the quadricep, not the knee, the upper shin or lower shin, and looking down. The left hand is lifted. You want to play with your balance more, you can look towards the camera, or you can look up at the lifted left hand. Those are all options here. Again, noticing how it feels different on the right and left sides of the body. We're still breathing nice and deep. And slowly come on back. Turn the toes forward. We're going to go into extended right angle, which is a combination of Warrior 2 and Triangle. So take an inhale and bend that left knee. Now we're going to hinge with that left hip again. You can hinge forward. Putting the hand or the forearm onto the leg is easiest. If you're looking for more of a challenge, you can take that left hand onto the ground. But I want you to feel nice and comfortable here. And we're going to take the right hand, have it face forward, and reaching with that right hand. That's going to get those obliques of the right side engaged. Again, looking down at your foot is easiest. You want to challenge yourself, you can look towards that lifted right hand. And slowly come up with the right hand. Take your time coming out of that position. Turn the toes forward and take the right toes towards that wall. Again, we're going to look over that right middle finger. Take an inhale. You're going to bend the right knee. Now the right and left sides are different, so see how your body feels with that. So as you hinge, either put your hand or the arm onto the leg, or you can bring the right hand onto the outside. I want you to be nice and comfortable. Don't push yourself. So have the left hand face towards the room and reach that gently. Again, you can look down at that right foot. You can look over towards that lifted left hand for balance. Again, you get to personalize this. This is your class. Stay connected with those breaths, breathing deeply in and out through that nose. Slowly come back. Come back to the center. We're going to go into reverse triangle by dropping the right hand onto the right hamstring. The left palm comes up and slowly come up. And as you come up, you can reach straight up and down. You can lean back if you're wanting that abdominal stretch. But breathe nice and deep into those left lungs because this is a nice stretch. We're going to come to the other side. So go ahead and turn the toes. Bring the arms like wings. Have the left hand on the left hip, the left hamstring, and raise the right hand up. Again, you can reach straight up and down. You can lean back if you're looking for that abdominal stretch. Breathe nice and deep into those lungs. Come on back. We're going to come over towards the side again. This time we're going to do something called reverse warrior. Take an inhale and bend that knee. The right hand comes onto the right hamstring, the left hand comes up, and slowly come up, just reaching up. Take some nice deep breaths. Again, you can reach straight up and down. You can lean back a little bit, but if you're leaning back, don't put any pressure on that knee, on the back of that knee. Just relax the hand there. Feeling the strength, a nice stretch of the upper body while we're strengthening the lower body. Come back to the center with the toes, changing the position with the feet, taking the arms out like wings. That right middle finger is our focal point. Take an inhale and bend the knee. Go ahead and drop the left hand onto the left hamstring. Take the right hand on up. Again, you can reach straight up and down. You can lean back, but if you're leaning back, don't press the back of that knee. Just rest it there. Still breathing nice and deep. Go ahead and come back to the center. Now we're going to do something in the center here. We're going to do an inversion. So the legs are spread a comfortable distance apart. Take the hands on up and exhale, come on down. Now if your hands can't touch the floor, you can have them touch the legs or the ankles, or you can have them on the floor. Drop the chin down. Have the abdominals pressing into the spine to protect that low back. And to come out of this, go ahead and bend the knees slightly, put your hands onto the back, and slowly take your time coming up. We're going to scissor our feet in. We're going to do something called standing frog. This is going to get the inner legs engaged. So turn the feet out. They can be out from 45 to 90 degrees, whatever feels comfortable to you. In this pose, we don't want to have the glutes out, and we don't want them tucked in. We want them neutral. Again, the ears, shoulders, and hips are stacked. So take an inhale, bring the hands in prayer position, and exhale, bending the knees. This is getting the inner legs. Again, the knees are over the ankles or not over the toes. If you're looking for the full pose, you can raise the hands up, you can drop those shoulders, you can spread those fingers. Again, bring that pinkies and elbows midline to broaden that upper back. Go ahead and stand up, bring the hands together. We're going to go into chair pose. Traditional chair pose has the feet together. But if you've got low back pain or you're looking for more stability, the feet can be hips width apart. We're going to go ahead and take a big inhale. And exhale, bend the knees. The knees stay over the ankle, they're not over the toes. From here, you've got options. You can press your hips together to strengthen the hips. You can press the belly in and down to strengthen the abdominals. You can reach those arms gently forward to feel the shoulders and those upper back muscles called the lats engaging. Stay connected to that breath. Inhale the hands up, reaching for that length, dropping the left hand against the left arm as we go into half. Take an inhale and come on down. Half moon. We're stretching the right side of the body and we're personalizing this. We're not going to my depth. We're going to your depth. We want that to feel really, really good. Come back to the center, change hands, take an inhale, and exhale, slowly come down. Again, the right and left sides are different, so I don't expect them to be the same. I want this to feel really good on the left side of that body. Come on back, reach high with the hands, interlace the fingers and pressing up, just enjoying that stretch. And exhaling on down. We're going to play with a little balance today. We're going to do a couple of standing poses that are pretty traditional in a Hatha class. The first one is tree pose. So we're going to stand on the left leg. That's going to be our standing leg. We're going to begin with the hands in prayer position to help keep us centered. If you're new to yoga, maybe just raising that right heel and the left ankle is enough to you. If you prefer to bring the foot up, you can, or you can actually bring it above the knee, but you don't want to do that if you've got knee problems. I'm just going to do the simple pose first. If you want to take the hands up, you can, interlacing the fingers, but the index finger and thumb coming into steeple just to get the upper body engaged. And when we're balancing, the left leg is the leg that we're focusing on, not the right leg. We're just getting a gentle hip opener. Bring the hands on back to the center and release. Now the right foot's going to be the standing foot. So we're going to put the weight of the body into that. We're going to bring the hands in prayer position. We're going to lock the abdominals. You can either bring the left heel up, you can bring the left foot up, or again, you can bring that foot on into the groin. Those are all options. Again, I'm going to take the low version here. If you want a little more, you can slowly raise those hands up, interlacing the fingers, but the index finger and thumb as we go into steeple pose. Slowly come on down. Nice and slow. Another pose that's really common is eagle pose. So I'm going to give you two variations. You can take, the left foot's going to be the standing foot, you can cross the right foot over. Or you can cross the leg and kind of hook that up. Bring the arms out like wings, bringing the left arm down, take the right arm underneath, taking the shoulders up and out. Breathe in nice and deep, whether your foot's on the ground or your foot is on your calf. Personalize this. Go ahead and release the hands, reaching up and dropping the arms down and bringing that right foot down. The right foot's the standing foot. You can bring the left foot over, or if you want to hook it, you can hook it. Bring the arms up, bring the right arm down, take the left arm underneath, interclasping, take the shoulders up and out. Again, this is about the balancing right foot here. Great hip opener, great stretch for that upper back. And release, reaching the hands up and coming down. We're finished with our standing asanas. We're going to do some poses while we're seated. So we're going to go ahead and get into a seated position. We want to work the abdominals. We want to work the psoas muscle, which is in that hip. This is a great exercise for that. It's called boat pose. So have the hands on either side of the body. The feet are on the ground. Go ahead and lean back. Keep the chest up though, that decompresses the back. Have the hands onto the hamstrings and slowly lift those feet up. Now if you want to do a little bit more, you can reach those hands forward. Press that belly in. Reach those hands. We're still breathing nice and deep. Exhale, come on down. Give yourself a hug. Drop the chin down and close the eyes. We're just going to do one more. come back up. Bring the hands under the shoulders, prop that chest up, lean back, bring the hands onto the hamstrings, bring the feet up. If you want to do the advanced version, you can straighten the legs. Again, those are all options. Knees can be bent, knees can be straight up. Keep the chest pressed up. And exhale, coming down, give yourself a hug, drop the chin on down, and breathe. Go ahead and bring the head back up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stretch the hips here. So the left leg is going to come in, and the right leg is going to be on the outside. You can sit here in Sukhasana. You can go into half lotus, bringing that foot up. I want you to personalize this. So this right hip is a hip that we're going to be stretching. So take a big inhale up, and exhale, folding down at your own length, dropping the chin down towards the collarbone, keeping the abdominals locked to protect that low back. And walking the hands up, that will help that low back. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do something called cow pose. Now, I have a long torso and short arms, so I can't make the connection. But I don't care. I love the pose because it does do a lot. So take the left hand behind the back as if you got an itch. Take the right hand up. Either I put my hand on the shoulder, but if you can connect, you can, but never force the connection. You can take your head and take the hand back, and that's going to give a nice stretch to the back of the right shoulder, the lat muscles. You're going to feel a nice stretch on the front of the left shoulder and those pectorals. Bring the hands out slowly and change legs. So go ahead and have the right leg in the center, left leg on the outside, either in Sukhasana or half lotus, whatever feels comfortable to you. Bring those arms up. Lock the belly, and exhale, come on down, nice and slow. Dropping the chin on down. The abdominals are locked. This is stretching that left hip. We're still breathing nice and deep. Go ahead and walk the hands on up. And we're going to do the other side. And if you're like me and you're right-handed, your dominant side is probably your tighter side. So very gently bring that right arm through. Take the left hand up and reach. I put my hand onto the shoulders, maybe you can connect your hands, and now you've got the opposite stretch. We're stretching the back of the left shoulder and those lat muscles, and the front of that right shoulder and those pectorals. Stay here for a few breaths. And release the hands on down. We're going to go into a lying position. Have the soles of the feet onto the mat, slowly laying down, nice and slow. We're going to do some bridges here today to strengthen that low back. So the hands are on the mat, and very slowly lift up one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, kind of press those inner legs, squeeze them, they'll activate those inner legs. Release that squeeze, and one vertebra at a time. Come down. You're going to feel out in the top of the back, the mid back, and that low back first. Now this next one, slowly come up. If you want to do the full extension, you can have the hands clasped, kind of tuck your shoulders under and lift that chest up. Or you can just stay in regular bridge. I want you to be nice and comfortable, and I want you to personalize. Again, squeeze those inner legs to feel those muscles activate. Release that squeeze and slowly come on down. And as we come down, we're going to take the right arm, take it overhead. We're going to take the chin and look towards the left side of the wall. Stretching that shoulder and that right side of that neck. Come back with the chin, float that right hand down. We're going to take the left arm up and over, and then take the chin towards the right. Again, personalizing a stretch of that left side of that neck. Come on back, bring the arm down. Hug the knees in, maybe rock side to side. And it's time for Shavasana. So go ahead and extend the legs out. Take the toes out. Palms can be down, they can be up. Close the eyes, and for the first time, stop breathing deeply. Come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Just as you don't go from surgery to home, you go to recovery. And that's exactly what this pose is, because great healing takes place within our bodies. So everything we just did, the deep breaths, the poses, have brought us to this time. So we're going to take about 2 minutes. Just completely relax. Let your body just sink into that earth. Wish you had more time. You can stay here and enjoy your own time, or you can come on up with me. It's up to you. I want to thank you for taking your time out today and sharing it with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.